Arbitrum, the Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution, is airdropping NFTs to people who complete specified tasks on their network, and many people think this could be a setup for a future airdrop. They're calling these tasks the Arbitrum Odyssey. In today's video, I'm going to go through how you can start earning these NFTs and some other ways that you may be able to benefit from this event. And before I go any further, I want to emphasize that nothing I say is financial advice. You should still do your own research, of which this video can be an important part. Let's get into it. This special event is being called the Arbitrum Odyssey, and basically it's an 8-week-long event, and each week you'll have the opportunity to earn up to 2 different NFTs on Arbitrum. And the reason why this is so significant is that Arbitrum right now is the largest layer 2 solution on Ethereum. However, it doesn't have its own token. So many people are speculating that these NFTs could be used as a criteria for a future Arbitrum token airdrop. And again, this is all speculation, but I think that's pretty reasonable because basically the NFTs are measuring how many of these special tasks on the network you're willing to complete. And so it's 8 weeks long, and each week there'll be the opportunity to earn up to 2 different NFTs for 16 total, plus an additional 17th NFT that's going to be airdropped to people who earn at least 13 of the other NFTs. So sort of like a multiplier effect, and again, lending some credibility to the fact that perhaps this will be used to reward people who use Arbitrum more in a future airdrop. And it starts today. And as you might guess, the first week, your task is to bridge to Arbitrum. And they have a list of specific bridges that are participating in this. Now, it's important to note that the native Arbitrum built bridge is actually not one of these bridges. So presumably this is because they want to support protocols that are building on their network. And also for some reason, Synapse is not included. So that's important to note. I'm not sure why Synapse isn't on there. But you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 different bridges. And in addition to getting an NFT for bridging ETH onto Arbitrum, you get a second NFT if you use the bridge that has the most traffic. And so that is where a little bit of game theory comes in. There's a few different ways you could do this. You could try to use all the bridges. Fortunately, someone, I'm not sure who, but I'm going to link it down in the description. Looks like someone named Spring Zhang built a Dune Analytics dashboard that tracks how many people are bridging to Arbitrum and which bridges they're using. And you can see that Hop protocol is currently in the lead and Across is number 2. So what I'm doing is I'm tracking this bridge, and to start, I used Hop and I used Across to make sure I had those 2 covered since they're in the lead. And then if it changes, I'll use another bridge because I want to make sure I get as many of these NFTs as possible. And you can see hop.exchange is the website for Hop, and across.to is the website for Across. And I used both of those myself earlier today to bridge over to Arbitrum. And remember, you have to bridge ETH. It doesn't matter how much you bridge, but it has to be ETH. It can't be a stable coin or any other sort of coin. And that's the first one, the first task. And then each week, basically, there's going to be additional tasks that require you to do different things on different protocols on Arbitrum in exchange for these NFTs. And you can see here they have some of the logos of the protocols listed on this thread that Arbitrum put out. And basically the protocols are Yield Protocol, GMX, Abort Exchange, Tofu NFT, and the list goes on. I'm not going to read all of them here. So I think it's a pretty cool activity to do when we're in a bear market and there's not much going on. You get these NFTs, which potentially qualify you for an airdrop later. But I also think that there is a decent bit of alpha to be potentially gained by exploring some of these protocols before Arbitrum actually requires people to use them. Because likely they're going to say next week, you have to use Yield Protocol for something, you have to use GMX or something like that. Well, my thought is probably that will lead some people to start checking out those protocols and look at their tokens. And some of these ones listed here are very small. You know, they have under $10 million market cap. And so I think there could be some alpha to be gained in using these protocols before you have to. And if it's something that you want to invest in, then front running the crowd. And, before you do this, check to see whether it's already pumped, right? Because if you look and it's already doubled because people were checking it out in anticipation of the Odyssey challenge, then obviously this doesn't apply. But so to start, I'm looking at GMX. I've mentioned GMX so many times on this channel. It's one of the best places to yield farm right now, and it's on Arbitrum. It's also on Avalanche, but it's one of the protocols for next week on Arbitrum. If you have not used GMX before, or even if you have, I do have a referral code, Dynamo. I'll link that down in the description as well. Even if you've used it before, you can still type in the referral code and you'll get 5% off your fees. So just plugging that there, since you get a portion of the fees and I get a portion of the fees, right? Everybody wins. Another one I'm looking at is Treasure. So Magic token with Treasure, they're building out a really extensive NFT and gaming ecosystem. So they are, it looks like towards the end of this, week 7, towards the end of the Odyssey. But I'm interested in Treasure DAO now because the prices come down a lot, and it was really, really big a few months ago. So that's definitely something that I'll be exploring. And that doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to be investing in it, but it's something I'll be exploring. A couple others that caught my eye were Apex, Swapper, Idea Market, and Izumi Finance. So there's a few things to investigate. I'll be covering each of these ideally every week as we move on in the challenge. But I think this is going to be a cool thing for us to do together as a DeFi community this summer. And to be honest, I think with the bear market as it is, I think that layer 2s have a real chance to gain some serious market share. And I'll be interested to see whether Arbitrum is able to successfully accomplish that. That's all I got for today. Let me know what you think about Arbitrum, about Ethereum layer 2s in general. Which bridge do you think is going to win this week? And if you have any other topics you want me to cover, be sure to drop a request. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Dynamo DeFi.